Hey everyone, welcome back. Adam here with Indy Farm Life. As promised, I'm bringing you guys along for a beach day at our pond. First things first, let's clean up this beach. So right now the beach does not look terrible, but I always like to rake it down with a tractor before we have folks out here for the day. Makes things look just more polished. I probably will come along here with the hand tools though and clean up some of this. Some of these little guys have the little spikies on them. Step on those when you're barefoot. Ouch, especially for the kids. Pond looks pretty good. I did spray it earlier this week, I believe Wednesday evening. Have a few floaters still lingering, but I'll throw that little footage in here now just to show you guys what it looked like Wednesday night. It is the Wednesday evening before the weekend. Just came out here and sprayed all my floaters, all my filamentous algae here with some algae defense. We'll see what things look like later this week. Always try to get ahead of this when I can, so when we swim it's not an absolute mess. On the shoreline it's not too bad, but then when it breaks up, it starts floating across the top of the pond. It's just gross. And we are currently 100% full. It was down about 2 or 3 inches middle of the week. I ran the well pump overnight, 2 nights in a row, brought it all the way to full. And notice that any of the trash that's actually on the pond right now has settled in this corner. So we'll get the hoses out here in a little bit and get this garbage out of here. Otherwise, it looks great. All right, let's start with the beach. You're gonna find that there is a fair amount of setup and tear down involved in getting this ready to go every day or every time we're out here. But I think you'll also find that I've done a few things to make setup and tear down so much easier on myself. For example, if you're gonna drive a tractor through here, you gotta get this garden hose out, which is hooked up to the misters on the dock there. And if you're gonna unhook this hose, make it easy on yourself. Quick couplers everywhere. Been out for 10 minutes and I already got boogers on myself. Hey Charlie, how you doing? Morning, beautiful. You guys probably don't know if I'm talking about the deer or the hopper, do you? Let me show you how I take care of the beach. Again, probably not 100% necessary because I didn't have a growth out here. You know, the first rake of the season, sure. But it just makes it look so much nicer and it's a lot softer. This wreck sand's a whole lot softer and powdery if you turn it as opposed to it having been rained on or walked on for a weekend after being wet. It's just a nice start. Next thing we'll do is we'll come out here to the outdoor shower and grab our hose reel. Always like to have running water up there. Also take note, quick connect, go behind the tractor. This is exactly easy with one hand. The other end of the hose just dies right here for now. Hook him up. I keep the hose routed up here close to the barn behind everything so that when folks come out here to park, they don't run over my hose. Certainly don't want to damage a hose, especially one that's inside of a reel. All right, so that is hooked up all the way to the dock. Across the bridge. Got some barbed wire fencing here I threw up here the other day. Need to probably get that out of the way. Come up here. This one's the garden hose or well water. That's on. That's hot now. Haha, that's actually cold now. All the way to the shower. I also like to come over here and grab this garden hose. Turn him on. And we drag him right here by the basement stairs. All right. You'll find that we give people zero excuse to wash the sand off themselves before they go in the house. Probably ought to spray these steps off before we get the day started too and clean up the basement entrance. But let's get our water going. Pull this trip hazard back just a touch. All right, this should be active, so that should send water to the dock. And then this one looks like it's already on. Got another one right here. Another spray down spot for folks. Put it on shower. Okay. I don't have the water on for the outdoor shower right now. but folks can use this to clean off sand if they need to later. And if we want, we can swap this line over to here and get hot water at the beach. That may seem like an odd thing, having hot water at the beach, but for a long time we've been setting up these little kid pools like so. We got 2 of these big guys. Last year when my daughter was 2.5 and my nephews were even younger, we would have this one and another one set up. We did on the 4th of July this year. Got some floaties over there. But the last couple weekends we've been out here, my daughter hasn't even wanted it, so I'm not gonna mess with it because I hate messing with that. And so yeah, hot water is necessary because you can imagine how cold well water is to swim in. There's those fun guys there. Oh, somebody forgot to hook it up. Genius. See if I can do this without ruining a camera. Man, I love quick connects. That's awesome. All right, so now the misters are just kicked on here. That thing's starting to go. We use that hose here in a little bit and the fire hose to clean out all this garbage. Very nice. I believe the pond was about 83 degrees earlier this morning when I first came out here, about 6. Yeah, 83, 84. Got a few fish in my live well here too. I'll show you that. Let me get back to setup here. Yeah, I think there's some in the trap too. All right, so we'll get all the stuff. This is disgusting. I gotta get this cleaned up. You guys remember my wagon build from last year? Check this out. So this wagon that I built last year has become pond central. Let's pull this thing out and take a look. This thing has been awesome. It's got 3 of the fabric sails on it, a couple other big canopies, half dozen or more chairs, noodles, pond floats, probably some sunscreen and towels. Old Glory there, go up here shortly. Beach balls, sand toys, floaties for the kids, more sand toys, weights for the canopies, old pretzel tub full of concrete with a eyelet on top of that. And then when you clear this all out, we have music underneath with a big battery bank and a couple pads that the kids can sit on, or this tailgate's a nice place to sit. But this thing lives like this in our garage. It takes up a lot of space, but what a time saver versus throwing stuff on the back of this or the golf cart. It lives here, hook her up. And this is pretty heavy, so the golf cart was having trouble towing it, so I had to buy a Defender. Oh look, another garden hose to hose off sand. Got the golf cart ready to go too. I'm already covered in sand. It's crazy how much of this stuff. May have went a little too far, but most days this wagon will just live right here in the shade underneath this canopy. Gives us kind of a nice central hub to have all of our stuff. All right, let's set up. Right now it's typically when I turn the radio up and listen to some Kenny Chesney, getting the spirit of the day. So this may flip to hyperlapse and you guys might get some, you know, fancy YouTube overlay music or something. It's like right when we were building the beach about 5 years ago, got really excited because these were on clearance in like October at like Meyer. Little cup holders for the sand. Not that fancy, but I was proud of this. 90% off, you pay 70 cents. Can't beat that. So I bought them all. What do they say? They all say life at the beach. Cheers. This is not even my chair. The amount of stuff we amass from other people is crazy. All right, probably enough distribution. Let's get some canopies up here. Misters are doing their job. These things all have quick snaps on them, so setting this up is a breeze. You guys probably can't even see now, huh? You just raise the sail. You can adjust this as the sun moves throughout the day, but for now it's fine. Flip open our gate. Get him pinned back, light her down. It's about probably 7 feet deep right there. Right off this side, if you open this gate, down here it's about probably 10, and kind of where that hose is going, it jumps to like 17, 18 feet real fast. Then I got this blue nylon rope here. It fishes down through this eyelet, goes up to the top of that pole for the other canopies. Got to add a little tension on it. This is where things get a little tricky. If there's no wind, it's not bad. You can kind of just raise them, and there's enough guy wires and tension to hold things together. Last weekend, we had like steady 25-mile-an-hour winds all day, and so you had to get the sails just to the point where they wouldn't catch air, but just kind of flap through it. They catch air, man, these things are coming down in a heartbeat. That'll work as a start. So you can see now it's kind of leaning back toward the pond. Maybe too much, but we'll find out. Next thing we got to do is send up Old Glory. I had a bag I was storing this thing in. As you saw there in a minute ago in the video, it kind of got tucked in this box. This is a clean, brand new box, FYI. It's not like I'm sticking the American flag in something dirty. It's a raft we had aired up last weekend. I am barely tall enough to keep this thing up and not let it hit the ground. Catching a little wind right now, it's nice. All right, let's get these canopies up. These canopies, these triangle shades are identical. So I marked one of the ends with blue tape so I know what goes where, but I can't find any of the ends. There it is. So the ones with blue tape go on this pole. Of course, these are a tangled mess. It takes a minute to get this thing positioned and up like you want it. The good news is if a storm rolls in, you can take this thing down really quickly. If you have a couple guys helping you, just get it off the ground. Just leave that there for now. Where's my blue one? I like to get everything clipped in on both sails before I send them up, because that pole there and that pole there each have 2 mounting points on it. They share the weight of these things, or the wind load, whatever you want to call it. It's hot and it's early. All right, up. Let's send these babies up. Get off of there. It's not helpful when it grabs things. Okay, see, here comes the wind. This is where it gets fun. Yeah, it's up for now. Honestly, it's a big game of adjustments. You get these things up, and then you just spend the first 20 minutes watching the wind and figuring out how you want these things loaded. With where the sun's at now, you kind of want to keep them at this angle. Later in the afternoon, when the sun gets more behind us, then we'll kind of flip them out toward the pond. That one's way up there for now. All right, they're both up for now. Like I said, no one's going to be here for an hour plus, and I'll adjust them 6 times between now and then. Far one sagging, it's fine. It's up there. I'm not walking on it anymore. We'll come back and tweak. Then the 2 pop-up canopies go right here. I'm sure you guys have used canopies like this before, and you're probably saying, Adam, why don't you just get like 2 or 3 more of those instead of fussing with these sails? The biggest reason is temperature. In the afternoon when the sun's really beating down, these can be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than underneath those, especially when you get those things way up there. Those do not trap heat like these do. So if you're sitting over there, you can certainly feel the difference in temperature if you walk out under these. And you know, this is just what I provide. Folks can bring more. If we have more people out here, they're welcome to bring more canopies. This area here is typically reserved for those pools, but like I said, as the kids get older, we just start throwing more canopies that way or bring them down toward the water, etc. This guy here has seen some stuff. 4th of July last year, the year prior, I was out here and this thing got rained on and it broke. So I farm boy engineered a wooden fix instead of paying like $45 for one of those. I took one of these off as a template and then built a piece to go back in there. I probably should get some weight on these things. The wind's coming off that field over there, so put the heavier ones out here. And for the other corners, I get like grocery bags and fill them full of sand and then just use rope. Here, check this out. So like I said, these are full of concrete, and I just have like an eyelet in there buried in the concrete, and I just put a rope on it. So it's not super heavy, but the wind's not gonna blow that away. At least it better not. Got a few more chairs. So here's a quick look at our stereo setup. Get the Blue Yeti Elite 200. power station. Got another smaller Blue Eddy so folks can charge their phones, whatever they may need. I've had this little Logitech set of speakers for about 15 years. My wife actually had it in her apartment when she was in grad school. But now, since we have power, speakers, and Wi-Fi out here, you can just dial up your favorite Indy Farm Life video, listen to it and watch me use a Cat D4 to clear topsoil for this pond. Sounds incredible. Got to get the big digs out here for the kids. Build something awesome, boys. Really, my daughter's the one who really does the work on those things. Oh, the fan. Spend more time out here in a given day trying to find my sandals. There they are. Left them in the sun. Good for me. I think I have a trash bag for the trash can on the Defender. You might be saying, Adam, you do way more than you need to make it nice for people. You got a nice pond and a nice beach. Why go to all this trouble? Seems like overkill. My response to you is, hi, my name's Adam. Welcome to Indy Farm Life. You must be new here. I think I moved some air. I'll get a ratchet strap and tie that thing down. Generally we keep it on one instead of two. One's plenty to keep some air blowing through here. On two, it's just a deafening noise. Last weekend though, we had such a steady 20-mile breeze off that field. Not needed, but today I feel like we might need it. Because truth be told, we're at that sweet stage of life where we and our friends and my family have young children. Then our parents can come out here and join us as well. So it's not uncommon for us to have a baby under 6 months old, as well as folks in their 60s out here on a given day. Speaking of youngsters, it must be time to swim because here comes one of my little fishies. Hi, little fishy. You want to go in the pond? Yeah. You do? Okay. Where's your brother?
My brother's staying in there, so I'm just walking by myself.
You gonna have some fun today?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Hold my hand? Yeah. All right. Oh, we gotta run.
We gotta run.
We gotta run. Yeah, we beat Mom, didn't we? There's my second fish. Well, actually my first fish. What's up, dude? You ready to swim? Is that a yes? Watch out for some of that stuff. I haven't cleaned it up yet.
And this is also a yes.
How's it feel? Is it warm or does it feel good? All right, let's finish setting up. Got to get the jet pump on here. Got the trash bag out. Something else I can't remember, but I'll be back and forth all day on the Defender, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I want to wash out some of that algae. Still may weed back here briefly just so kids don't hurt their feet. Gonna get the well pump hooked into our tank so we can set up the fire hose. Made a video about that not too long ago using that jet pump. Took a viewer recommendation though. I don't know why I didn't think about this. Someone commented, I can't remember who it was, I'll throw his name up on the screen. He said, hey, you got Wi-Fi out there, right? Obviously I do, my camera set up. He said, get a smart plug. That way when you have those instances where the sun's behind a cloud, the well pump shuts off for a period of time and this tank is not enough on the buffer, you can remotely kill it from the dock as opposed to having to drive out here. And so, boom, we're gonna put this baby in line, be able to kill this thing from my phone at the beach. Get her going. So we got the well pump feeding the tank feeding the jet pump. The jet pump is rock. So I'll be able to use that pump over there, that giant fire hose, to spray down some of the algae, keep the swimming area clean, keep the sand off the dock, etc. Keep things cool. And I got the Wi-Fi smart plug in line. We'll test that here in a few. So ended up getting these stairs cleaned off. And so now folks need to come through here to go to the restroom. Come down here through this door. Got a few towels to help keep sand out of the way. The bathroom is right around the corner there. The pond's always fair game, but some of the women don't want to do that. Oh, I never moved my barbed wire. Try to do that. Everybody's out here having a good old time. Oh, that thing's dripping water. You can move that. All right, let's see it. Jump out. Oh boy. You're getting pretty good at that. We're gonna swim, enjoy the afternoon. I'll circle back with you guys when it's time to wrap things up. All right, what a day. It is already past 7:30 in the evening. I believe I started this video at about 9:30 or 10 a.m. this morning. Everyone has since headed home. We've already had dinner. My youngest is already on her way to bed, and I'm out here wrapping things up. Honestly, teardown is not that bad. We kind of staged everything to go into the wagon right here. That's a big help. Everyone wants to be helpful and start throwing things in the wagon. I say, no, I have a system. Just put it here by the wagon. That's as helpful as anything. So I'll finish tearing this down. Obviously, it's pretty late in the day, so the solar panels are not pumping out any water. We flipped to electric, and now we have electricity running the well pump. Hence the reason we're still pumping water right now. But all in all, a great day. And I know I shot minimal video of everyone out here hanging out, having a good time. I wanted to let everyone enjoy their day and not be bombarded with me and the camera. But you saw the setup, you understand, it's a fun day at the pond. So I have the Chariot all ready to go and take me home. Just finished cleaning up some of the stuff out here. Wow, that's cold. When the sun's down, that well water is cold. Drain these guys, bucket the toys. You gotta get yourself a Lowe's bucket. It has a big old crack in the bottom. Works well. The water looks great right now. This C-clamp here did not have enough rust on it, so I brought it out here today. Let's pull the ladder. This little thing's been awesome. Wow, that's warm. Whew. Close the gate. Close this gate. We're done out here after that. Although I might take my C-clamp back home with me. I'll leave the plastic ones out here. Good old Harbor Freight. Alright, these guys will stay. I want to show you this though. Obviously, I told you I had it on my phone. Boom. That's pretty awesome. Back on. You know what? This time, you are going to get a music overlay. I'm going to tear this stuff down, put on a little music for myself. If you want to know what song I'm going to start with first, Island Rain by Kenny Chesney. Just fits the theme out here. Before I do that though, cheers everyone. Not to get all patriotic and sentimental on you guys, but this right here is why we got to do this today. Pretty awesome. Let's go fold this baby up. All right, put the fan and the extension cord away. Took the trash bag out of the trash can. Raccoons love it if you leave it here. And I think that's it. We'll leave the big digs here. These guys did some serious work. Look at that though. About a foot deep, didn't hit the tarp. There's a lot of sand out here. I think that's gonna do it. Just got to get the wagon back to the house. The garden hose will kill at the house and drive out there and kill the electric to the well pump, and then put the tractor back in the barn after I take the garden hose off of the drive there. I'll tell you, these days are long and exhausting, but they sure are fun. So I'm gonna pack it in. If you guys would, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.